All right, don't forget Tom Brady retired, came back shortly thereafter. This was Tom Brady's reaction to the news. Thank you, B.A., for all you've done for me and our team. You are an incredible man and coach. It was a privilege to play for you. You are a true NFL legend and pioneer for all the work you've done to make the league more diverse and inclusive. All right, let's bring in CBS NFL analyst Charles Davis to get some reaction. What was your first reaction to this news, Charles?
My first reaction is that I was surprised that he didn't retire at the end of last season. I thought that was going to happen. Then when he decided to continue to coach and stay, naturally leading us to today, I think at this stage now, if I didn't say I was surprised, I wouldn't be telling the truth, because I thought once he committed, we got through the combine, we're headed towards the draft. I thought he was in at that point. Now, I did talk with him at the combine and asked him about his health, because you remember that's why I left Arizona the first time. And you remember at the end of last year, he was battling a few things, including that torn Achilles tendon. And he said that he said, I can play golf, so I'm good to go. So once I heard that, I didn't really think about it again.
Yeah, it's interesting because he was just quoted just last week at the owners' meetings talking about the season ahead. He will, as you mentioned, transition to a senior football consultant role in the front office. How about how this impacts this team that has awfully high aspirations this coming season with regards to their Super Bowl chances?
I think it would impact other teams a lot bigger if you didn't have Tom Brady leading your team. If you didn't have Byron Leftwich already established as your offensive coordinator who has Tom Brady's respect. If you didn't have Todd Bowles, who may transition to head coach, he's been a head coach before, but will likely still have a heavy hand and run the defense. You see, this is really the best part about Bruce Arians' legacy. You mentioned what Tom Brady had written about, how he made things better, inclusive, all those other things. Forget inclusivity. How about just putting together an organization that can kind of, I hate to use the term run on its own, but he authorized people, he empowered people, he let people coach and learn along the way. So now they get to put that into action. And because there's a maturity about this team, I think that this is part of Bruce Arians' legacy. He can step away. And I think we all still expect this Tampa Bay Buccaneers team to be very good next season.
Yeah, one of those individuals he empowered was Byron Leftwich, the offensive coordinator, who's in lockstep with Tom Brady. You got a chance to hear what Tom Brady's thoughts were about Arians' legacy, if you will. But how important is this for the league, a league that has, frankly, a problem with not enough black head coaches, to give an individual that was a head coach, maybe not in the best situation prior with the Jets, to get into a situation that is one that he can be successful with right away?
I think it's fantastic for so many different reasons, all of which you've stated already, but just for Todd Bowles to get a second opportunity. And I think we can all agree that the numbers show that for the most part, if you're a black head coach and it doesn't go well for you the first time, you don't usually get a second chance. So getting that second opportunity is a big deal. I can hear people screaming now, Tony Dungy. Well, Tony Dungy was successful in Tampa. He got fired coming off of the playoffs. All right. Then he goes to gets a second chance in Indianapolis and wins the Super Bowl. Lovie Smith, he got a second opportunity because he was successful in Chicago. And they went to a Super Bowl. So that's what I'm looking for here. Todd Bowles now getting an opportunity, even though his tenure with the Jets by win-loss record wasn't as successful. Bill Belichick wasn't very successful in Cleveland. He had a heck of a run in New England, I would say. So sometimes it's just a matter of where you are. And I'm not saying Todd Bowles will be Bill Belichick, but all I'm saying is sometimes it doesn't go as well as you want the first place, but you learn things. You have another opportunity. Maybe it goes better in the second spot, and that's what I think I'm looking for with Todd Bowles.
And no doubt Todd Bowles will follow Lovie Smith, Raheem Morris, and Tony Dungy as the fourth black head coach in team history. Speaking of head coaches, characterize the career on the sidelines for Bruce Arians, an individual that didn't get his shot until later in his professional career. He was coach of the year in two spots, Indianapolis and Arizona. And, of course, at the age of 68, won a Super Bowl as head man of the Bucs. How would you characterize his career?
I think sensational is the word for it because of what you just mentioned. He didn't get a shot at a time when most people thought that he should have. Remember, he was coaching in college at Temple. That was a horrendous job when he took it over. and he's, read his book and talk to BA. He did that in a lot of ways the wrong way, because all this empowerment we're talking about with assistants now, he wasn't doing that back then. He was taking over every product of the organization and every part of the job. But when you look at what he's done in the NFL, one of those Coach of the Year awards came when he filled in for his friend Chuck Pagano, who was battling cancer and missed the season, and became Coach of the Year on an interim coach basis. Right. Which tells you about the respect that he garners wherever he goes. Whatever BA has touched, it has been quite successful, and he's done it his way. I feel like I'm about to break into Sinatra, and no one wants to hear him sing. But he's done it his way, and he's broken chains along the way. He's shown us different ways to do it. He's gained the trust of many teams, you name it. And remember, he's known as a quarterback whisperer. But when you hear all the things that flow out of this, I'll bet you'll hear a lot from guys who play on the opposite side of the ball as well. He wasn't just a coach for one side of the ball, even as a head coach. He's a head coach for an entire team, for people. This is a big loss for the league, but I'm happy BA is getting to step out on his own terms.
Yeah, impacting the league on and off the field, if you will, as Bruce Arians is stepping aside as head coach of the Buccaneers, transitioning into a front office role. He's CBS NFL analyst Charles Davis. Charles, we appreciate the insight.
Hey, thanks.
And this is what it looks like. Todd Bowles will get a 5-year contract as head coach of the Buccaneers. 4 seasons as head man of the New York Jets. Averaged 6 wins along the way, 24 total victories as head coach there. DC the past 3 seasons with the Buccaneers. Of course, just 1 season ago, 2020, they won a Super Bowl. Assistant coach for 7 NFL teams. He'll get another shot as a head man roaming an NFL sideline.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.